Hey everyone, when you hit the play button in your project, your code runs. But how exactly does it run? Does it jump around? Does it calculate everything at once? Let's go through it step by step. Alright, first thing to understand. Your code runs from top to bottom, line by line. The computer starts at the first line, finishes it, and then goes to the next line. So it goes to this line, finishes it, next line, finishes it, next line, finishes it, and so on. You get the point. And it goes from top to bottom. And that is what we call execution flow. It's like reading a book. Unless you tell it to jump somewhere, like with a function or an if statement, we will get to this later in the series. It just keeps reading the lines one after another. That is how the order of execution works. Let's see this script right here in action. What we have here is an await timer. This line basically means wait for 0.4 seconds before you go to the next line. And what we can observe is that this line comes first, then this label is being set, then this label is being set, and then this line. The order of execution really is from top to bottom. From top to bottom. Now what can the computer actually do? It can perform operations like math. It can perform addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. So if you write 10 plus 10, the computer doesn't see 10 plus 10 as text. It immediately calculates it. So it does 10 plus 10 equals 20. And by the time it prints something, the operation is already done. So the print statement only gets the result of this operation and then prints it out. You never see the math. You only see the result. So when we go down here, we can see we only get the result 20 instead of our console. If you print that out. Now, if you mix operations, there's a little rule to remember. Multiplication and division come before addition and subtraction. So in this case, we calculate 4 times 2 equals 8. And the next step is 8 plus 2 equals 10. So the print statement receives the result of 10 and prints it to the console. We can check this, so the result is 10. And this is called the order of operations. So keep in mind multiplication and division first, addition and subtraction second. But you can change this order. You just use parentheses. Now it's different. The computer does what's inside the brackets first and then multiplies the result of this operation here. And therefore, this time the print statement receives the result 12 instead of 10. It's really 12 in the console. So parentheses always say, hey computer, please do this first. We can use variables to store the result of this operation inside of this variable. The computer goes 10 plus 10 equals 20. And then in the next step, it does the assignment. So it puts 20 inside of this variable. And then we print it out. And therefore, we will get the result 20. We can replace those values with variables. Behind the scenes, it is doing exactly the same as before. The only difference is now the computer looks up what is stored inside of this number 1 variable. It finds 10 and replaces this variable with the value 10. And then it looks up the value stored inside of number 2 and it finds 10 again, and therefore creating this operation 10 plus 10 equals 20, and we store this value inside of the result of this operation inside of the total variable. And of course we can add meaning to our variables by not calling them number 1 or number 2, so that the operation we see here does make a little bit more sense. When beginners see this, they usually go, wait, what? How can something equal itself plus something else? Here's what's really happening. Now let's take a closer look at the right side. The right side is calculated first. So we go, as we did before, the computer checks total. The value of total is 0 in this line. And the value of 2 is 2. So we go 0 plus 2 equals 2. And we assign the value 2 to the total variable. In the next line, we do the same thing again. We focus on the right side here because this is executed first, this operation, and we see total. Now we have to look, what is the value of total in this line? It is 2. So we go 2 plus 2 equals 4. And now we assign the value of 4 to the total variable. Now let's go to the next line. And we go again. We look what is inside of the total value right now. It is 4. And now we go 4 plus 2 equals 6. And we assign the value of 6 to the total variable. And as you can see, we get those results in the output 2, 4, and 6. This is how you increase or decrease values in computer code. This, by the way, also works with subtraction, multiplication, and division. We will exercise this in the next video. Because increasing values and decreasing them is so common, we can use those shortcuts. This is basically the same as writing it like this. And this is for subtraction, this is for multiplication, and this is for division. And as a side note, of course, we can replace values with variables. This is what we are going to exercise in the next video. You need to wrap your head around using variables for actual values. Thanks for watching. See ya in the next one. Bye bye.